guys, so what's up? It's been a while. Not really. I feel like I've been consistent these past couple weeks. I posted on Snapchat. If you have not been following me on Snapchat, you should. Snapchat is quite honestly the best way to like see me on a day-to-day basis. Instagram not so much. Twitter I don't even use, quite honestly, but Snapchat, hand me my crown. I posted on there about this new Bible. I got a new Bible, and it is the She Reads Truth Bible. I got a new Bible just because I had an older Bible. If you see my other videos, you know what I'm talking about, and it was more of like a leatherette bound by Zilverdan, and I love that Bible. I had that Bible for about 6 to 8 years. I was really like, yeah, this is great, I love this Bible, etc. But then it came to a point where I felt like, because I had it for so long, even though I hadn't read through the Bible completely, I kind of felt like I wasn't taking as much from it as I was earlier. I kind of felt like I was outgrowing the Bible. The Bible is a teen Bible. However, in my opinion, I feel like regardless of age, it's kind of like a an introductory Bible. So I was like, hey, I feel like, you know, I'm in the mood, I'm in the market for a new Bible, and I saw Jackie Hill Perry post it online. It was gorgeous, it was beautiful, and I was like, I need this Bible. Like, this Bible is like popping. It retails for about $50. So in my opinion, that's not bad. Some people might say it is, but for such a beautiful Bible as this, to this day, I posted this Bible about 2 weeks ago. People are still asking me like, oh yeah, what'd you say the name of that Bible was? They had art directors, they had creative directors, they had scholars all come together to try and create a Bible that not only has meat, you know, has the words translated well, but also looks really beautiful to the eye. I think sometimes, you know, if you have a Bible and it's just really straightforward and all it is just the word, it can be kind of dry. Let's just be real. It's also not NIV, which I feel like NIV after a while, like, it can get a little I don't want to say dumbed down, but a little too loose, if you ask me. The next step is translations that are more word for word, as opposed to translations that are more all-encompassing, like summarizing. So in the beginning, it's actually very it's cute, you know. It just tells you an overview of gives you the table of contents, and it tells you how to read the Bible. If you don't want if you also need like a visual, I have a video of how to get started in reading the Bible, how to read it, how to approach it, what the gospel is, and then it goes into like the layout of things and how to really just soak it all in. I ended up getting the index version by accident. I wasn't really all for that. I wasn't loving it. When I thought indexed, I thought like table of contents. So index, it'll have like these little tiny ridges on the side, and I cringed. I don't like the holes in it, but I ended up getting used to it. I actually don't mind it. The pages are thin. They are not incredibly thin in my opinion. I know a lot of people were complaining about it, that it seeps through. I write light, and I write in pen, so for me it wasn't that bad. Like, and maybe it's because my older Bible kind of leaked through as well, and I highlighted and all the extra stuff, and I kind of just trained my eye to get used to it. But for me, it wasn't really that big of a deal. I was scared, don't get me wrong, I was scared at first, but it wasn't even that deep. So what I like is that every book kind of has like an overview. My old Bible did that. The one thing that I wish was that they kind of told who the author was. Like, they had like a little segment where it tells you who the author is. Some people might not mind that. I do. I feel like I learned before that sometimes when you know who the author is, the ethnic background of the author, and etc., it gives you an idea of how to interpret it. You see that especially in the Gospels, that the 4 different Gospels all talk about the same thing. However, they all have different backgrounds, not just ethnically, but like in general, you'll know how to kind of wear it. What I do love is they kind of highlight every book, if that makes sense. It's color coded. whether it's a book of poetry, whether it's Revelation, you know, whether it is gospel, and that helps you understand, like, okay, if this is poetry, I have to read it as such. It gives you a timeline. I'm not the best with timelines, but I think that's very helpful. It helps you understand some of the context when God is talking, or through prophets. It helps you understand, like, okay, why is this important? In Hosea, God talks a lot about the Assyrians, and it's important on the timeline so that you know that they had already left Egypt, and God is referring to Egypt, saying that, like, you love bondage. You know, I took you out of bondage and you love it. You get what I'm saying? Like, some of those references, you kind of need the timeline, because when you first read the Bible, oftentimes you kind of know the gist of it. If you grew up in the church, okay, Genesis to Revelation, you kind of know the gist of it. But, you know, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Numbers, Judges, all that stuff kind of gets thrown out in the mist. And it's helpful if you don't know those little passages to see that timeline, to know, okay, what is happening in history and why is this important? They have some devotions in there on top of their artwork. Every book has its own specific artwork, but there's also devotions. I said in another video, if I'm not mistaken, that I really honestly love when publishers of the Bible add in little devotions. For me, some people don't. If you don't, then okay, this might not be the Bible for you, but it really helps hit home. You get what I'm saying? Like, it really just further solidifies this is what the Word of God is saying. And then on top of that, like I did say in my other video, it gives you another perspective that you probably weren't even thinking about. There's like a passage plan in every single book. For example, Hosea, I've been reading along with it, and it's like a 2-week plan, and it helps you break down the Bible. On top of that, it links you to other passages, and I think that just is so good. If you're in the New Testament, it links you to probably other passages in the New Testament as well as the Old Testament, and it always brings it back to Jesus, because that's how you're supposed to read the Bible. You know, if you're in the Older Testament is just laying and paving the way for Jesus. God gave law to show that we cannot we can never reach the law, and so he himself had to die to fulfill the law. And I think, in my opinion, that has been the most beneficial. That's the main difference between my other Bible. It's good to have a really pretty Bible. It really is. I'm a sucker for the good Bible, for the pretty Bibles. I didn't know that it had this passage plan. But you also want a Bible that gives you substance, that helps you study, that's not going to be sitting on your bookcase all the time or sitting on your bed. I've been there. I promise you. Sometimes it's not really the Bible. It's just you're lazy. I'm lazy. So if you're looking for a Bible, or you saw my Bible on Snapchat and you were interested about it, feel free to check out the link below. I don't know if it's in stock or not, but I know that was the cheapest where I found it. Like I said, it retails for $50, but I ended up getting it for about $35 without shipping, and shipping was free because it was free after $35. I actually really love this Bible. I'm already growing already. And let me know what your thoughts are below. I know some people were already looking at my other Bible, and it's not to say that my other Bible wasn't great. It was just to say that I had my Bible for a really long time. In my opinion, like 6 to 8 years is a while. And I felt like I was finally outgrowing it, and I wanted a new one. My next one that I'm looking for, not to say that I'm going to ditch this one, but my next one that I'm looking for is a study life Bible, or life study Bible. If you have any questions about how I study the Bible, or how do you approach it as a new Christian, let me know. If you have any questions to go on with the Bible beginning series, also drop them below. And don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
And then the sudden end of the dark days neared, in a